Hey everyone, it's Rob, and today I want to go over kind of my thoughts and opinions on Bernths' Patreon paid courses that he has. And if you don't know who Bernth is, he's essentially a huge guitar YouTuber, and he's a really good guitar player. I would put him on the likes of like Steve Vai and all the like greatest guitarists that you could ever think of, like Angel Vivaldi, and yeah, basically any big name guitars that you can name, he would be right up there with them and would be able to play basically stuff that they can play. So overall, yes, he's very good. He knows what he's talking about, and his videos are very informative and very helpful. At least in my opinion, I think they are. But I kind of wanted to take it a little bit further and continue to work on kind of my economy picking with like speed and that type of thing, and kind of cleaning up some bad habits that maybe I've accrued over the years, on top of kind of forcing myself to use like my guitars with a Floyd Rose and kind of like really getting sweep picking down on those, as well as kind of like just overall, just getting better at playing. And I thought, okay, I wonder what is on his paid Patreon, and I wonder is it really worth the money for it? So the base cost for a month, if you don't know how Patreon works, it's essentially like a monthly subscription plan website where you pay a monthly fee and then you get access to the content of whoever's content it is. So for $15 a month, you get access to his entire, guitar suites. You can pay more money for like hands-on approach things where he actually gives you like personalized feedback, or you can pay a quite a bit more money for like actual one-on-one sessions with him. But for me, I just did the $15 a month thing just to see what his actual programs were like and kind of if it was really even worth it or, anything like that. And then later on, if I really want to, do like a one-on-one with them, then obviously I could bump up the price. I probably won't end up doing that because I don't think I need it. But yeah, let's go over kind of like the general content that you get from like just that base $15 a month thing, because that's what I would assume that most people would be purchasing. They're not going to be spending, the higher amounts of money for the one-on-one stuff or anything like that, unless if they're looking for that. All right, so obviously I'm not going to go in and actually show you the real videos that he has up behind his paid content because that wouldn't be cool. But I can kind of show you kind of what content there is, and if it interests you, then you would be able to, obviously jump on and get it. But if you've never seen Patreon before, this is what it looks like. So you have like his main landing page here with the membership page, and this kind of goes over all the different options. So obviously this is what I was talking about, where it's the $15 a month, and then you basically just get access to all the content, and but there's no additional like anything for like where you have like the personalized stuff where he actually coaches you or anything like that. So yeah, for like his personal actual one-on-one stuff, you'd have this like $50 a month stuff here, or the $20 a month actually just comes with like feedback where I think you post videos to like a Discord and then he responds to it and tells you like tips or whatever. But anyways, so if I actually click on his Patreon itself, this is what it would look like. So these are like his online courses that he has. And again, I'm not going to go in and actually click on any of these and show you any of the content from these because that, of course, would not be cool. But I can at least show you like some of the different ideas here. So most of the stuff that I did, what I really like is his, where is it? His Patreon online courses. And so I have this, there's these 30-day courses, which I really prefer. And the ones that I did was actually, there's a 30-day speed builder. So I did this one. And then there's a couple other things here actually with mixing and recording. And those were also super helpful because I've been working on like writing my own music recently, and I can kind of give you a comparison of like before and after watching these videos actually with one of my songs that I've been working on, where the first mix that I did and actually that I have posted on YouTube is pretty dog water. And then I got really frustrated with it and ended up just was looking at his online courses and was wondering if he had anything for mixing and recording, which he does. And then I watched those and then I kind of redid it. So I'll show that also and kind of comparing and contrasting. But essentially, what happens is for like this speed builder, it'll share a Google Drive link with you. And then from here, you have like he splits it up into the days, and then for each day you'd have like exercises and stuff to work on. Obviously, again, I'm not gonna go in and like click on any of this and like actually show you what this content is because he has it behind a paywall for a reason. But I just kind of want to go overall, like give you an idea of what you can expect from these courses. So with the speed builder, I thought that the kind of the way that everything worked here is super cool. So he breaks it even down into like beats per minute. So for the speed builder, it's literally just you got like skills, you got sweep picking, and you got all these different, and it's all economy picked for this particular class. So it's all to like continue to build up speed, and he has little like videos where he tries to like give you instructions at the beginning for like really things to really focus on while you're actually playing through everything, which is pretty nice because then it like gives you kind of goals to like that you set for yourself and that you try to achieve within these first 5 days. Now, for me, it took me longer than the 30 days because I have a bunch of stuff going on and I couldn't sit down every day and practice. So it was like every other day or close to every day, but just not quite every day to work on it. So it took me a little longer. And there's still a few of these practices, particularly with like the sweep picking. I think that's on these days that I'm still working on. I'm still not the I can I'm just not up to speed with it just quite yet. So I'm still working on some of this stuff, but overall I feel like my playing has gotten significantly better, especially for any like shreddy type of content. And I can kind of give an example. Well, yeah, I guess I'll give an example right now of just kind of the kind of concepts of the things that you'd be learning from it. So, just like a quick example of like the type of stuff that you'd be doing with the speed builder in particular, since this is where I've spent most of my time. And yeah, it's really just like scales and stuff like that for at least it starts off that way, but then it progressively adds more and more and more, and it kind of compounds on each other. So this is only part 2 out of 5, and it's all just getting used to economy picking on multiple strings, so like the top 4 strings, and then essentially all you're doing is you're just going through different modes and like playing the different scales of the different modes. But it's gonna sound a little strange because I'm in drop D, and normally if you were doing this, you'd want to be in like a standard tuning. But if you have any idea of how Floyd Roses work, you know that changing tunings is not super fun, and I just didn't want to deal with it, so I'm just dealing with playing in drop D. But anyways, this would be kind of an example of what you'd work on. And essentially, the whole point of it is to kind of play as light as possible and as clean as possible, and everything is in just clean. So this is just going to be the raw input from my guitar because then you can really hear the mistakes in your playing. And I'm sure I might make a couple, but I guess we'll see. So that is just the first kind of scale position for the second exercise. And again, well, first of all, I kind of made some mistakes there at the end where I wasn't really playing this first fret all that well, but I'm going to attribute that to the way that I'm sitting because this is not normally the chair that I sit in and everything. It feels kind of awkward with the way I have to sit in this chair. But, anyways, most people, when they work on scales and stuff, anyways, this is like your typical stuff. So if the program was just stuff like this, I would say it wouldn't really be worth it. But that's only the second out of the 5 exercises. So the first couple exercises are actually super simple and super straightforward, and they're just to kind of get you in the mindset of kind of economy picking, and then after that it really picks up, and it really starts like pushing you a little bit. And those exercises in particular are the ones that I've really benefited from, because you're mixing multiple different techniques like sweeping, and then like you're not sweeping all the way down, but you're only sweeping like a few down, and then you're doing some other patterns. So it's really cool. But I just kind of wanted to give an example of kind of like the initial stuff that you would be doing at first, and then of course I'm not going to show his more specific things that he does to kind of like really improve your speed, because again, that's his paid content. There's a reason why it's there. But I will say, doing it has been super helpful. And what I just did is the basically like the easiest stuff that you're going to be doing in like his programs. So now that that's done, I can kind of go over and give an example of my songwriting and my mixing and mastering, because I watch those videos too. And first I'll do the example of what I did before watching the videos, and then I got super frustrated with my with my mix because it sounded absolutely terrible. And then I watched the videos they had, and then I kind of took what he was saying and then applied it to the song, and I literally re-recorded everything, kind of following the way that he would record stuff, and then I mixed it and mastered it based off of kind of his ideas and stuff that he had for it. So let's jump into that. So this is the first iteration of the song that I wrote, and it's kind of, the guitar EQ is not all that great, and the mixing and mastering is not all that great, and actually just the overall sound is just not, very good for guitars. And let's just take a listen to it. All right, so yeah, it sounds pretty rough, and especially compared to the actual re-recording that I did and the remixing and mastering, which still isn't perfect. I'm still gonna end up sending everything out to actually get it professionally done, or at least done by someone that really knows what they're doing, because I'm still not that great at mixing and mastering. But at least after watching the Bernths video and like looking at all of his stuff that he did for like his videos, it definitely made a big difference. And let's listen to that now. So overall, I think my re-recording sounds significantly better than my first iteration. The guitar tone is a lot better in my opinion. The in my initial kind of playthrough of everything, the tone was set way too like there was too much emphasis on like the higher side of things and the treble, and it kind of just drowned everything out and really had some really annoying sounds to it, I guess. That's just my opinion of it. But anyways, after watching his videos on the recording and the mixing and mastering, just kind of my understanding of why things are done a certain way and kind of how things work really helped out. And again, obviously I'm not a mixing and mastering god. Like I'm still going to send this off to someone that actually really knows what they're doing to get it done properly. But at least this sounds significantly better than what I had been doing. So to me, that's a big plus. And honestly, it might be more valuable to me knowing that stuff over the speed builder stuff. Although my playing has improved a lot since I've started doing that. But stuff like this is just, it's really hard to find like really good information about things online. Like as I was Googling stuff and like trying to watch other videos and stuff, there's so many conflicting opinions on everything and how like there's no one way to do mixing and mastering. I guess that's the big thing. So just kind of getting more of an understanding of like why you would do certain things a certain way and kind of like that really helps out because again, there's not a one one solution fits all type of thing when it comes to mixing and mastering. So that's kind of having that knowledge has been super helpful. But anyways, that's kind of those are kind of the things that I worked on with his Patreon, and overall, I think it was pretty helpful. So, is his Patreon worth paying the $15 a month for? I would say yes. And the reason why I say yes is, well, not only has my guitar playing gotten better and my understanding of mixing and mastering and all that stuff, and he's got a whole bunch of other content on there that's, super cool and really helpful. But if you pay for the 1 month, when you get access to the Google Drive links, that access doesn't go away after you do the month payment. So really, if you wanted to, you could go on and you could like get all of his courses for the $15 and then you could unsubscribe and then you would have access to that still. The only thing is obviously if he would come out with another course that you would want to do, then obviously you need to pay another $15 and rejoin and all that stuff. But for $15 for the amount of information that you get, I thought it was worth it. And he's a really good guitar player and he knows what he's talking about. So I trust his opinions on things and like the way that he does things. And he's a very virtuistic player. So all of his guitar techniques and everything that he does is like that he knows what he's talking about and you can trust what he's doing. And same thing with like the mixing and mastering. Like he's incredibly professional. He's made crazy things. So to me, I think it's worth it. Maybe you don't spend $15 every month, but for the initial $15 to get access to everything, I would say yes, it would be totally worthwhile. But other than that, if you have done his Patreon lessons or anything, or if you have any kind of other information, go ahead and let me know in the comments and like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.